Hey guys, it's about that time of year again. To curl up on the couch with a little bit of hot chocolate, turn on the TV, and put on that favorite Christmas movie we like to watch. This following video, I'm going to go over my top 10 Christmas movies. But let me say a couple ground rules. These are ones that I like to watch every single year. Every single movie we discuss in this video is my choice and my choice alone. So if you disagree with me, that's fine. Let me know in the comments. If there's one I forgot that maybe you think is the best Christmas movie out there, make sure to put that comment down below. With these Christmas movies, I've set myself a couple ground rules. First off, there can only be one Christmas movie per series. I don't want to sit here and have the entire list be one entire series. Second, all of these movies are not going to be any Hallmark movies. We all know, once you've seen one Hallmark movie, you've seen them all. So nothing on this list will be off of Hallmark. And third, like I said previously, all of these movies are going to strictly be my choices and my opinions. Let me know again if you disagree down in the comments. Alright guys, let's jump right on into the list here. Number 10. My least favorite, but still gotta watch it every single year, is Four Christmases, starring Vince Vaughn and Reese Witherspoon. I know this may be a little weird and kind of out in left field, but it's one that actually hits home for me because I've experienced this. I know my first Christmas when I was married to my wife, we had to travel to everybody's Christmas. And my parents are divorced, and she had people that we had to go see in a different city that was maybe an hour away. So I completely understand the frustration and things that they had to go through in this movie to get to all the Christmases, see everybody where they normally sat and thought about what they wanted. I feel like it's one of the ones that if you do have Christmases and you don't see your family every single year, you can really relate to the insanity that ensues, as well as kind of the experiences that some may have where you relive some issues or some new kind of childhood traumas come up that your loved ones or significant other may not know about when you go visit that family. All right, number 9. I'm going to go with White Christmas. This is an old classic movie, one that's been around for many years. It literally popularized, I believe, I don't know for sure, the White Christmas soundtrack and song. But the reason this one kind of hits home and the reason I really like to watch this every single year is it is my childhood. My mom, my grandparents, like her parents, my brother, every single year we would watch this movie on Christmas Eve, which is my mom's birthday, and it would make us actually sit down, kind of come together as a family, and we just have like that moment where, okay, the insanity and the drama and all that's been going on kind of dies away. We know that we're going to watch this movie. So again, it's just kind of a holiday tradition. I still like to carry it on. The movie's good, and I like to rewatch it every single year. Number 7, The Holiday, starring Cameron Diaz, Jude Law, Kate Winslet, and Jack Black. Funny, quirky, kind of trading spaces mentality. Kate Winslet and Cameron Diaz swap houses if you haven't seen it for the holidays, and so Cameron Diaz goes over to England, Kate Winslet comes over to America, and they kind of start having their own experiences. They need to have some time away. It gives them some personal growth, but it's also kind of a romantic comedy, rom-com, where they meet that significant other, that person they really want to be with. It's a cute ending. It is very cheesy at points. There are quotes that I have from this with my wife, specifically meet cute. If you have no idea what that is, watch the movie. It's a great explanation. I do quote from this all the time, and I feel like once you watch it, you'll start doing the same thing. Alright, number 6, and I might get some flack for this for having this movie so far down on my list of movies to watch, but that's gonna be Elf. As great as this movie is, and as hilarious as Will Ferrell actually plays a character, it's one of those ones that I like to watch, but it's not one of my top tier have to watch no matter what every Christmas season. I know this is somebody, a lot of people have this as their favorite Christmas movie, and it actually might be the most popular Christmas movie that's ever been performed or acted and created, but for me, it's okay. It's middle of the pack for me. There are some hilarious jokes in there, but it's one of those that once you've seen it once, you kind of know the jokes, you don't really laugh at them as much the second time, and I watch it for some specific parts, and maybe not for the whole movie every single time. But it's one of those ones that I get on every single year. My wife likes to watch it, so we do sit there and take time to enjoy it, Might put on some hot chocolate. I'm not making spaghetti with marshmallows, maple syrup, and all that. I've never tried it. I've seen some people who have. I'm not crazy like that about Elf. Number 6, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the Jim Carrey version. I know there's been multiple versions throughout the year. There's the old classic cartoon one that kids grew up with. There's the one with Benedict Cumberbatch that just came out a couple years ago that's animated and hilarious in its own right. But I honestly love the live-action Jim Carrey movie the most. This one is one that I can watch over and over. My chiropractor I go to actually has this on repeat for the people who come in during Christmas season, and it does not get old to me. The classic songs and the way that Jim Carrey played the Grinch, I think will forever stand the test of time and be one of the actual things like litmus tests that you sit there and make the Grinch character based off of. And the kind of the adult jokes that are in there too. I know people maybe not have noticed it, but in the party where they're throwing all the keys into the fishbowl, hilarious when he's being delivered. I just think it is one of the better ones that I've seen, and it will always forever be on the screen during Christmas time for me. Alright everybody, we've made it through the bottom 5. We're moving to the top 5, top half of the list here. And I think I'm going to start out strong, and I know I'm going to get some slack for this one, because people don't believe it's a Christmas movie, but I'm going to classify it as one, because I only watch it during Christmas, and that's one classifier I give, but it's also based during Christmas, but that's going to be Die Hard. I know I've seen people come out against it constantly, but it is a Christmas movie. It's one that I want to watch during this holiday season, and I'm probably going to watch it today after recording this video. Yes, I know, it's an action movie. It's a, hero saves the day, but it is Christmas in LA. The whole thing is themed around a Christmas party. There's decorations everywhere, and I really only ever watch it this time of year. I really don't know what more else to say besides that. It's a great movie. I know it was done really well. People can just argue about what time of year you're supposed to watch it. This one's for me. Alright guys, number 4. This is one that you may have seen, this is one that you may not have seen, but it's one that I was shown as a kid and it stuck with me, and that is The Muppet Christmas Carol. Kermit the Frog playing Bob Cratchit, Miss Piggy's his wife, Ebenezer Scrooge played by Michael Caine. How can you not enjoy this? Oh, how can I forget Gonzo playing Dickinson, being the narrator of the story. Hands down, one of the funniest and best movies I've seen for Christmas movies. Don't even get me started. It is one of the most quotable movies I have. I don't know why. Somehow I always end up quoting from the scene where it's Christmas Past, where his teacher is like, business. It sticks with me. It's a great rendition of the story. It's got Christmas Carol on the list for me. I just like this version the best out of all the other versions I've seen. Alright guys, we're into the top 3. If you have any comments so far, please let me know. If you're liking the list and my opinions on some of these Christmas movies and maybe some ideas for you to sit there and actually watch some in the future, give the video a like. Make sure to subscribe to get more content like this. But let's move on to the top 3 Christmas movies for me to watch every year. Number 3. I had a tough time deciding between these two and going back and forth. But after watching what is going to be my number 2 last night, I decided that number 3 is the Santa Claus 2. This series, the Santa Claus series, is the reason why I made the rule that I could only have one movie per series. I would have had every single one of those movies on this list, and almost half the list would have been that series with Tim Allen. Yes, I know, it's a little redundant. They have a new movie or a new TV show on Disney Plus out currently. I haven't got the chance to watch it yet, and I know there is a whole range of styles of movies for this series, but I feel like number 2 is that sweet spot. It's Tim Allen being Tim Allen. You have him as his quintessential, him and his family. There's not a lot of extras, and I just love the story. Him having to go find a Mrs. Claus and he does it within a week, I believe. But the things he does in the movies, the fact that he falls for the principal who's the antagonist pretty much the whole movie, the scene where he does the Secret Santa gifts in the gym, could watch that every day. The fact that when he like pulls out or comes out on stage and he's like, I'm about to say the word that everybody's been waiting to say and hear, fire, and having to make everybody run, it's genius. It's not extremely great writing, but it gets the point across and it's funny and I enjoy watching it. And Tim Allen does a great job as Santa. You can tell he really cares about that character, and you can honestly really tell that he enjoys making these movies. At least I believe so. Alright guys, number 2. First contender, almost got to number 1, but it was beat out by another movie. But it's another second movie, and then it's Home Alone 2. Kevin McAllister, home alone by himself in New York for a couple days while his family's down in Miami. The first movie set the standard for what a Home Alone movie was going to be. It was hilarious, and it got the point across to sell the characters and make you invested in them. But I feel like number 2 really sent that to a whole new level, putting him alone in a whole new city where he has to figure out how to handle and be safe with himself and take on the wet, now sticky bandits. Hilarious. Also, the amount of just pain and things he does to these guys in the house in New York is 10 times worse than what he does to them in Chicago. Honestly, I watch it every single year, and me and my wife, I don't know why, we've made this commentary every single time, but we definitely look at the movie and we're like, well, that'd be a broken bone. He'd be unconscious. Well, that would have killed him. But you know what? It's a movie. They take liberties, and they know what they're doing. But it's hilarious. Every single time, I know what's expected, and I'm still laughing my butt off. Excuse me. I'm still laughing my butt off and having no problem just enjoying the movie and wondering why we never got a third with Kevin McAllister, why they went to a new character on the third one. Because there have been multiple after, and I've never enjoyed the Home Alone movies since. They've really made it almost stupid compared to what the first 2 were. Alright guys, I know you've stuck around this long and you're wondering what my number 1 is, and I'm happy you've stuck around this long, but here it is. Number 1 Christmas movie for me is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Chevy Chase, at probably his, maybe not his best role he's ever played, probably his second best role. The things that we quote from this in my family, I know with my father-in-law, my wife, the constant use of, it's a beaut, Clark. And I've used quoting the movie as kind of like a standard for basing my quality of movie on a lot. But this one, it sticks with you. The cast is great. The writing was hilarious. The people who did act in it did well. And I always think it's funny that you see what people are grown into. My go-to is Leonard from Big Bang Theory is actually Rusty from this movie, for those who don't know. And the funny part is it's just a movie about being with your family for the season and wanting to have them over and giving them that holiday treatment like what your parents did back when you were young. But I kind of feel that stress and what he's going through, but also the fact that it's so hilarious. And then there's that rivalry between him and his next door neighbor and what's, going on there. And just the small things you pick up the more you watch it. Like at work when his boss is in a meeting and Clark brings in a gift for his boss, and he goes, oh, me and my wife found something we thought you'd like, and the boss tells him, put it down at the end of the table with all the rest, and you pan to the rest of the presents, and they're all the same box that's wrapped up together, just all different wrapping paper. It's genius writing, and there's just those small things that you just pick up on the more you watch it. But that, hands down, is going to be my favorite every single year, and I used to watch it with me and my mom and her family, but my in-laws, like my father-in-law and my mother-in-law and my wife, all love it so much, I've kind of adopted to watch it with them as well. So I watch it multiple times during the Christmas season, and I guarantee you it's going to be on the TV here in the next couple days again for probably the third time. Well, thank you all for sticking around. Again, that was my top 10 and my opinions on what the best Christmas movies are that I watch every year. If there's one that I forgot or a classic that you like to watch every year, let me know in the comments. I would love to hear about it. Again, if you're liking the content, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you all in the next one.